I want to talk about another tragedy impacting millions of Americans, death by suicide. Recently, KPRC2 investigative reporter Joel Eisenbaum set out to understand how a woman could end up in the jaws of an alligator. The possibility it could be linked to a suicide wasn't considered until he spoke with Robin Puryear's family. You can read that story on our website, click2houston.com. But right now, I want to have a conversation, one that's difficult, but it's necessary. Joining me now in Studio A is Nicole Milton with Mental Health America of Greater Houston. Nicole, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it. As I mentioned, this is a very difficult conversation to have, but it is necessary.
Absolutely.
It's necessary because we found close to 4,296 Texans died by suicide just last year in 2023.
Right.
168 of them were younger than the age of 18. This is all according to state records. This is a lot of people. This is a lot of people, and it's extremely heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
Before we get in deeper to this conversation, I just want to ask you, and I want to reiterate to our viewers, if you are struggling, whether it be right now or it's ongoing, there's help.
There is help, and there's hope. I think that's important to impart as well.
There's help and there is hope. What can people do in this moment if they're watching and they need that lifeline, if they need that, hey, please help?
Help. I would say reach out to 988, a resource that you all utilized and talked about last night, the National Suicide Hotline. There's also, you can also text HOME to 741-741. Those are crisis counselors, so they can text and reach out to you. It is going to take a second for them to answer, but they have really good questions and prompts to kind of get to what's going on with you. Are you at immediate danger? Do you have a plan? So these are questions that they're all trained to ask.
What are some warning signs to be on the lookout for when it comes to suicide?
I would say the ones that we're probably most familiar with: people withdrawing, isolating themselves, giving things away. There's also risky behaviors, substance use uptick, and things like that. Sleeping, not sleeping, eating, not eating, right? So just paying attention to some of those behaviors. Other things you may hear them say, maybe I am a burden, or I no longer want to be here. So things like that. And we're also looking for extreme mood swings. So either from a high to a low or a low to a high, right? So you want to be cognizant of that person's behavior, what they're saying, their body language, and et cetera.
And reiterating to the person, the loved one who is trying to help that person in need, there's also help and hope for them as well.
This is true. Grief counseling is real. You need that. Assume, like, if there's an attempt or whatever.
If there's an immediate emergency, you need to call 988 or text 988, call 911.
As well.
What are the words, as well, that's key, that's key. What are the words, what do you need to be saying to the dispatcher in those moments?
In those moments, if whoever the person is at immediate risk of suicide, if you know of any means or any plans, if you know any of their medical history, and you want to give them an exact address of where to reach you. Depending on the dispatcher, you can also ask for maybe someone to a mental health professional to help de-escalate, because sometimes people, when they're in crisis, they may also escalate. And so just seeing maybe a law enforcement officer may kind of take them aback if there's not given some of those warnings and debriefs and things that they can actually use to de-escalate folks.
And of course, the hope is with all of these resources available right now, intervention can take place before it escalates to this type of situation.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Right. So making sure that you're aware of the person. Relationship is super important as well. And say something. If you see something, say something. I know that
it's cliche.
Yeah, it is. But it really, you don't know what you could do to help save someone's life, even by saying, hey, I notice you, I see you, and I care about you, and I want to get you.
This.
Right,
we
have this. Let me be a part of your care team. Because even if it's not all on me, that's why you use resources like 988 or your local mental health authorities, and supports like counseling, therapy, support groups. You need all of that, like creating that ecosystem of support. That's one of the protective factors, things that are going to keep people safe.
And we always reiterate to folks, too, that you might have to look beyond that nuclear atmosphere to get the help that you need. But knowing that help exists, knowing there is hope, can certainly save lives. And that's what we're doing by having this conversation.
Absolutely.